Welcome in as we are wrapping up 2025, and it is time for the best of the year. This is a really exciting time for all of us, really, at RiverBender.com, as we get to kind of kick back, relax with our families for a little bit, and prepare for a super busy 2026. I mean, we got midterms coming up, primary days right upon us, but we'll get to all of that business when the new year comes around. The most important thing is gathering around with your loved ones and just having a great rest of your 2025, whether it's Christmas or the new year. We thank you for making 2025 a great year as RiverBender.com kicks off 20 years in the 618. Thank you guys for being a part of it. And now, without further ado, we take you right to the best of 2025 right here on our daily show on RiverBender.com. On this Tuesday morning, it's about to get greasy, and I'm really excited for this one. All the way from Sunnyvale Trailer Park, Randy from Trailer Park Boys getting ready to roll into Peoria and Carbondale at the end of the month. Randy, how are we doing, man?
I'm doing great today. How you doing?
Oh, it's another great day. And, you know, before we even start, I just got to ask, because all of our audience has been just waiting for this conversation. The biggest question they wanted me to ask you right when we dove into this is, Randy, how many burgers are we taking down today?
Well, you know something. It's midday here on the East Coast, and I've had 5 cheeseburgers today because it's midday, right? I start off with 2, and then I have 3 for lunch. But I might change it up for supper. I might add some bacon, or have you ever had a burger that had like a third of the meat mixture as being pork?
Oh, yeah. Now, that's a good hangover burger right there, Randy.
That's right. Like that then you get the different types of meat, because I'm all about down in America, good cheeseburgers. I'm looking forward to eating some. I can't wait.
Well, and this is what's so cool with this cheeseburger picnic, man. You've got to be able to see some cool spots all around, the United States. You're hitting some cool spots. What are you looking forward to the most before we dive into the meat of this?
Well, I like getting out and seeing the fans, like the world's kind of turned into a, Mr. Lay would call it a storm,
Yeah.
It might sound a little different than that fart, but people need to have some joy and some silliness, and that's what these cheeseburger picnic comedy shows are. You get to come out and laugh and sing some songs and play some silly games, see some games and stuff. So it's a really good time. So I like to get out and just bring a smile to people's faces, because again, sometimes life can be a little crappy.
Well, 100%. And I mean, you guys, at the trailer park, Randy, just diving right back into this. I mean, you've experienced it all together. And, you mentioned Mr. Leahy a little bit. One just question about him. You guys got into some real trouble and have had some fun along the ways. And one question that the audience wants to know, do you have a story, a drunk story with you and Mr. Leahy that you can share with us that you kind of remember? Has there ever been a 9 out of 10 day that you haven't showcased to the fans yet?
Well, you know what? Me and good old Mr. Lay, we like to get on the liquor. He liked his drinky poos. He liked liquor ball sandwiches. He was a liquor. I think the word he said was connoisseur,
Fair.
almost like dinosaur, but like he knew what each liquor he could, just from a little taste on his lips, he could tell what went with what. And his real secret was just more liquor. Drink more. But there was a time when Mr. Lay and he had these big bottles of liquor with Ricky, Julian, and Bubbles written on them and stuff. But we had like more of those bottles. Like everyone in the trailer park had their names written down. So we drank all those. It took a long time, but sometimes you black out, and that's when you need to make sure you have a good breakfast.
And that's where the burgers come back in with that pork, Randy. And, talking about the park a little bit, I just got to know. I mean, we've heard a couple of people say Bubbles is the smartest guy in the park. You've gone to him for advice. Does that still stand today? Is he still the smartest guy in the park? Or, I mean, who are you going to give that accolade to?
I think Bubbles is very smart. He's read a lot of books, Ricky would call that book learning because Ricky's not so smart, but
No.
it seems like Bubbles knows a little bit about everything, and he's given me advice and even shared some of his own personal food with me, and he's actually the nicest out of Ricky, Julian, and Bubbles. He's the nice one. Rick can be a real dick. Well, Julian, he's just handsome, but he's always thinking money, money, money. But anyways, I'm glad that I can go talk to Bubs when I need some advice and stuff. And he is, I think he's probably one of the smartest in Sunnyvale.
Well, and I mean, you mentioned Ricky, and I got honest with he is a dick. I mean, to you, and I'll be honest with you, Randy. We've all gotten to see that over the years, but I mean, every once in a while, it seems like you and Ricky get along for a couple of seconds there. And have you ever? I mean, I got to ask you, what's the most baked Ricky ever got you?
Well, he's we did this cooking show together. It was called Getting Cooked with Ricky and Randy. He even left my name out. And we would get pretty high on that show, and but I think the most was when we did a bunch of mushrooms. Oh man, we did so many mushrooms. Oh man, we just went off on those. So it's there's been a lot of times. Ricky is a very good farmer, and he grows very good marijuana and mushrooms, and but sometimes we get along, but we're probably a little high at those times, But sometimes, you need to get along. And that's what happens, like everybody's got somebody around them that they don't like. Everyone's got a neighbor that's kind of the cranky neighbor or whatnot, or a dickweed like Ricky. And I mean, Sunnyvale is a community. And as management in the park, and even weekend management, you have to take everybody for what they are. Some are good, some are not so, but still, it's all together. It makes a community, and then you just try to be happy.
Well, and then, you hit it perfectly there, Randy, and you're bringing all of this Sunnyvale, spirit to Peoria and Carbondale. Peoria on October the 27th, and then in Carbondale, you're there October the 30th. That's your respective to our area, but there's still so many more opportunities. I mean, what kind of shenanigans, what is your big takeaway for the fans, heading into these shows? What do they need to kind of grease themselves up for, if you will?
Well, I'm hoping. I mean, sometimes you get a bunch of our fans, the best fans ever, Trailer Park Boys fans, and they come. Sometimes they dress up as some of the characters. I mean, there's a lot of tight black shirts out there with handsome, muscular men that look like Julian, and sometimes you get people dressed up as Rick the Dick with the crazy shirts and whatnot, but. I've even seen someone dress up as the Green Bastard, Bubbles' wrestling persona. Oh. So it's the fans really support. But I mean, what everyone needs to do, just come out. And again, it's there are a few cheeseburgers. It's always better to make sure you have enough cheeseburger in you before the show, because if you're gonna have some drinky poos, you gotta have something in there. You don't want to be on an empty stomach. But anyway, we like to have. Some jokes and we sing some songs. We have some contests and play some games. So it's a lot. It's sort of like a variety show. There's a whole lot going on, and it's always good to have a couple extra bucks for a couple drinky poos. You never know. I like to do some cheers. The good old Mr. Leahy, and then people like to drink to that. So it's just a night of a little bit of silliness, which is what the world needs, and it's a lot of fun.
I mean, you're right, Randy. I mean, there's shithawks all around us, and to have a night where we come together, this is a great way to prevent them, And with that being said, with the fans, and like you said, you got people dressing up and being a part of this. It's truly something amazing. Is there anything? I know there's always some stuff in the development. Are you looking forward to the next couple of years? Because it seems like, man, the film crew causes so much problems for you guys. I mean, that's really where I think it starts. It seems like everything's good, and then we try to get a little bit of an insight on your life, and then we kind of ruin it for everybody.
You know what? You're right. You know, those camera guys, they stick their cameras in sometimes where they don't belong.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, like they've caught me in my underwear, which, you know, that's not something that everyone's supposed to see, but then they see it, you know, and you know what, Julian hired those guys again. He has them following him around, and he says, you know, they were there in the summer, so there's got to be a season 13. And you know, there's again stuff that those camera guys should not be seeing, but you know what? It seems like people end up liking it, you know, and that's a good thing. I've been given a few cheeseburgers in my day from fans of Trailer Park Boys, but you know, sometimes that's what the world is in front of a camera. Everyone has a camera now, and you just have to look at the socials, and holy cow, you can see all kinds of stuff. And then there's AI, and boy, the world's changing.
It is, man. And this leads me to my final two questions for you. This has been great, and I really appreciate your time. I know that you're busy. Have you been challenged to a for real burger eating challenge competition yet? I mean, I don't think anyone would try it, but if they have, how easy of a contest was it?
You know what? I was challenged by a young lady once, and I beat her because she couldn't keep up. But yeah, I like just eating a cheeseburger instead of trying to eat them as fast as you can or as many as you can. Like, I'd rather enjoy the burger, right? And I'm a bigger fan of a burger. Like, I like the smash burgers that everyone's doing now. They're really good. And I like a thinner burger instead of the great big thick one that you can't get your mouth through. I'd rather have four thin ones than one huge, you know. Anyway, that's just me. So yeah, you know what? I don't know. That maybe wasn't a fair contest. Well, I was hungry.
Well, Randy, we're all hungry to see you down here in Peoria, and we're all excited to see you in Carbondale. You guys can get tickets at diamondmineagency.ca, and this is for Randy's Cheeseburger Picnic. And Randy, before I let you go, final question for you. What is your go-to spot for burgers in the United States? You've been around the world. Is there one place where you go that you're going, I have got to stop there every time? That's the final question.
Well, you know, when I go, like, I do, actually, there's so many good burgers down there, and I haven't tried them all, so it's not really fair. But you know, like, normally if you go to each town, there's a mom and pop burger place that, you know, everyone's like, oh, you got to go for a burger there, but you don't always know that. So, I mean, you know, if I'm out on the West Coast and there's the In-N-Out burger, I like the In-N-Out burger. But then I've been down to Texas, and Whataburger's a good burger. But you know what? I'll eat good old Mickey D's and Burger King, or, you know, Sonic or Wendy's. I eat them all.
Oh, I love it.
Right?
I just love it. This is incredible.
They're delicious. I mean, you know, is there a Peter Pan burger there too? I think I've been to Peter Pan and Carl Jr. and, you know, I've been to anyway, it's just, there's too many good burger joints.
Oh, man. Well, you know what, guys? You got to tell your frown to frig off here and head on over to Peoria October the 27th. Head to Carbondale October the 30th. Get greasy, have some fun. Randy, thank you so much for your time, man.
Hey, thank you. It's been a pleasure. Can't wait to see everybody.
We'll take a quick break. Daily Show continues right after this on RiverBender.com, Roku TV, Apple Podcast. Accidents happen in a heartbeat, but lives change forever. Whether it's a car crash, workplace injury, medical malpractice, or wrongful death, you don't have to face the consequences alone. Keith Short and Associates brings over 33 years of experience and a reputation for fighting fiercely for your rights. For relentless representation that you can trust, call Keith Short and Associates at 618-254-0055 today for a free consultation.
Do you need to declutter your space? Time to call me, the Queen of Junk. Since 1993, we have grown to be the leader in residential, commercial, and property management junk removal. At Sparks Junk Removal, we are eco-friendly. We recycle, donate, or repurpose items back into our community. Trash is our last resort to the landfill. Plus, with our all-inclusive service, our crews handle everything from labor to lifting and landfill fees. Give us a call or visit our website, sparksjunkremoval.net, to reclaim your space today.
Macias Insurance Agency, providing quality products with extremely competitive prices. As an independent provider, we source multiple companies to offer the best rates possible, covering auto, home, business, and life insurance. Our goal is to provide quality service that meets and exceeds customer expectations. You can rest easy knowing the Macias team is working round the clock to ensure that both you and the most important parts of your life are covered. Our qualified professionals make the insurance process easy so you can live carefree and focus on what matters most. Visit MaciasInsuranceAgency.com today to find out what our team can do for you.
What's up? It's Mike Keith. What's up, bro? What's good, my guy? Back to spotlight other amazing alumni and how they discovered their path at Lewis and Clark. Let's jump into it. This is Dwight Wirtz, president of Wirtz Welding and Tank Service, the nation's premier distributor of tank trailer parts. Dwight has been an outspoken and long-time supporter of the college and is the current chairperson of Lewis and Clark Board of Trustees. Oh, and he's a Lewis and Clark grad.
I'm Dwight Wirtz, and I am a trailblazer.
Throughout all life stages, you need someone in your corner, guiding you on your health and wellness journey. At OSF Healthcare, that's your primary care provider. Your OSF primary care provider is there for every stage of life. Find a provider today at osfhealthcare.org/primary.
Welcome back to the Best of Our Daily Show on RiverBender.com.
You know, like it's Duke's Bakery. I go, no, it's not.
There is no S.
Thank you.
There is no S.
And there's never been an S.
There has never been an S.
It's like, what do they call that when we always perceive something to be the way it, I always forget the name of it, but that's Alton's version of it.
It is. It is. For sure.
Well, Ben, it's been a heck of a year for you, a heck of a couple of years, obviously, but, you know, you posted about your beverages. You said something's coming, and it was kind of cool to see the people that were a little privy to it, you know, tongue-in-cheeking it around, but then you make the post that the Duke beverages are coming back and the sodas. It blew up. I mean, this thing was incredible. It was that day like a wildfire on social media.
It was. It definitely blew our minds. I don't think we expected to see quite that reaction, but I mean, it's incredible. We're excited about it. I'm glad to see that the community is as excited about it as we are.
Yeah.
You know, it's just it's a thing that's near and dear to our heart. It's nostalgic. Without Duke Beverages, you wouldn't have Duke Bakery.
No kidding.
You know, Duke Beverages is what brought the Duke family to Alton, which is my wife's family. It brought them to Alton in 1943 when they purchased the bottling plant, and that later transitioned into the opportunity to buy the bakery building, which was a grocery store, and open up the bakery in 1951.
Wow. See, that's fascinating. I think a lot of people don't even know that part of your history, really, because I didn't even know. I mean, and I think I'm okay with this stuff.
The soda plant closed down in 1954, so they ran the bakery and the soda plant at the same time for a few years. You know, and I mean, it's hard to get the answers because everybody that was there at that time is now gone and passed on. But, you know, speculation and stories always been told that, you know, Coke and Pepsi really started dominating the market by 1954. It was a little harder to compete, and the bakery business was taking off for them. So they decided to transition all their focus into the baking end of things.
I don't blame them at all.
Yeah.
Well, and now, how did you find all of it? You were telling me before we came on, this is a hell of a story.
Oh, it's really been neat. You know, we've talked for years. I first started looking into bringing back the Duke beverages back in probably about 2010.
No kidding.
And then all of a sudden you get sidetracked with other projects, you know, it's not top of mind. But with this next year being our 75th anniversary, we really wanted to put forth a lot of effort to retrace our roots, get back to the history of how everything began. And it just kind of all fell in place, and everything kind of happened quick. But we were looking around in the basement of the bakery, and we found the sales contract of when Mr. Duke bought the Jackson Bottling Company in 1943. We found all the trademark information when he had the logo and the name trademarked in 1946. Wow. Receipts. We found rationing slips because there was sugar rationing during World War II.
Oh, yeah.
So that was a cool find. We found certification for the delivery vehicles that he had because they had to be certified by the Department of the Interior during World War II because of gas rationing, and it had to show, you know, that he was allowed to use these vehicles to deliver non-alcoholic beverages. And he had to track every trip, every mile that was put on the vehicle. He was limited on mileage. So finding all of this documentation was really cool. Canceled checks. I think I've got every canceled check written from 1943 to like 1954. And, I mean, seriously, and very well organized in cigar boxes. It's amazing.
That's incredible. Well, and see, it's so cool to hear a little bit about that, though, and just hear the true history of it, because I'm sure when you're finding this, I mean, it's cool for Alton, but it's got to be even cooler for your family to go back and see this hands-on, you know, and see the story and the journey.
Well, you know, and you hear the stories over the years.
Right.
But every story over time, little details maybe get lost, maybe dates get skewed a little bit, and we found a little bit of that, but we were able to really answer a lot of questions just by finding all this old paperwork and documentation.
It's incredible.
And, you know, fortunate enough, we also still had, you know, a little bit of the equipment that was used in the soda plant, some of the old bottles, a lot of brand new, you know, crowns, caps for the bottles, and we've got that all displayed at 8th and Henry Street that you can drive by and see.
So when did you guys put the display together?
Man, we finished it up. In fact, we're still working on it a little bit, but we opened it up for people to see 2 days ago.
No kidding.
And yeah, so you can drive by. It's at the corner of 8th and Henry Streets. It's a gray commercial building that's there with a big plate glass window and a big door with a glass panel in it. So you're able to view it from the street when you drive by. You can see the original desk that was in the soda plant, the chair, the file box.
That's awesome.
And there's some pictures in there, and then there's also some of the written documentation that we found.
Well, and I think it's really cool that you all do this, because it's not a lot of businesses have the opportunity to be a part of a history of a town the way that Duke is and has been for generations, whether it's by employing folks or by providing them their staple, you know, Sunday after church, or you know, daily breakfast or daily just dessert. And so when you have all that and you have all these connecting pieces, I'm sure everyone wants to go take a look just to see, hey, you know, here's where it all started. Here's where your great grandpa worked or great grandma, you know, and that's cool.
Oh yeah, you know, and it's fun for us. Yeah, I mean, it's fun for us to meet these people that have the connections. We actually had somebody reach out and post on the Facebook post when we announced it. That her, I think it was grandfather, and then another lady posted her great uncle was Glennon Jackson, who was the gentleman that owned the soda plant prior to Mr. Duke.
No kidding.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And you know, we didn't know they were still in Alton. They went on, after he sold the soda plant, he went on to move over to St. Louis and open up a beer distributor, which later became Falstaff Beer.
No kidding. Yeah. That's incredible.
Yeah.
Talk about a run he had.
Yeah, pretty good story. Pretty good story. But yeah, it's you know, next year is the year of nostalgia for us.
And well, and it makes sense that it's a great way to capitalize on that and really just do something fun, like you said too.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And now, so this was a quick turnaround, you said, right? From concept to bottle, even though 15 years ago.
So you know, every few years it would kind of pop up. We'd talk about it a little bit, and then I would say probably earlier this year, maybe early spring, was when we really started diving deep into the process.
What goes into that?
Do this. One is, you know, finding somebody that can run different formulas for you. You can do taste tests with them. Find a bottler that can do it for you. You know, things like that. And I mean, there's not a lot of people out there.
I was going to say, is that finding a needle sometimes?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, there's a handful in California. There's a handful here in the Midwest. There's not really much on the East Coast. A little bit, but not much. I mean, it's very few.
That's incredible. I would never have thought that.
I wouldn't have either, but it's a lot more difficult than you would think. And especially ones that, you know, some of these companies, they focus on one thing. You know, they focus on a root beer, and that's all they do. Or they will only do one type of root beer, and that's it. They won't venture out. They won't try different formulas. They won't take time to taste test things with you. They won't take time to, you know, work with you to develop something. So, so that was, we were pretty fortunate. We found a company here in the Midwest, about 4 hours away from here in Ohio, that we're working with, and they've been great to work with. They've done a great job for us, and
really
so
cool.
we're thrilled. We're thrilled with it.
What goes into the flavors you got here in your selection? Is it all from the original?
So most of the original, we have a little bit of documentation, and we were able to kind of pass that on and see, you know, if that made any sense to anybody, you know. So these are newer. I'm going to say these are new flavors.
Okay.
They're Probably not what Mr. Duke had back then, but it's as close as we can possibly get to what it was.
This is
based
cool.
on the information that we know. So, you know, a big part of all this too is the marketing aspect of it. It's designing the logos and the labels. And there again, we were very fortunate to work with Steve Luck of Sign Magic here in Bethalto, and Steve did all the design of all the logos.
Hell of a job.
So we were able to we found about 3 or 4 different logos that had been used from the 40s into the 50s, and we kind of merged some of those together to come up with what we got here.
So what is the logo? I gotta ask, because a lot of people are gonna ask about the baby.
It's a good question, but you know, we're having a party on Saturday and I'm trying to find somebody to dress up like him. So CJ, if you're available, and if you don't mind wearing a diaper, a sash, a top hat, a monocle, and a cane, I'll hire you.
You realize that's how I rehearse for the show.
I have no idea where that came from, and me and Steve down at Sign Magic have talked a lot about that. Yeah. If you look back to that time period, 40s, Mr. Peanut.
Gotcha. That's kind of where I got
Monopoly
the vibe.
Man. So it kind of mimics a lot of that. Now, the funny thing that I had found is because that trademark had lapsed over the years. You know, Mr. Duke had it trademarked in 46. Sometime after it closing, somebody else trademarked it.
Really?
And I had to buy the trademark to be able to use it again.
No kidding.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people that do that where they hunt for trademarks and they hunt
it's
for
kind of like the modern day version of that would be a domain name, I guess.
Oh, it is 100%.
You know? So yeah, it was shocking when we got into it. They were like, you can't really use this logo. And I was like, are you kidding me? Who would have trademarked this? Wow. And they said somebody probably just found it on the internet. If you Google Duke Beverages, there are a few things that pop up in that. But so yeah, we had to buy the trademark on it. But
well, I love the way you guys have branded this. It kind of it has the nostalgic look to it, number one, but it also is modern in the way where it doesn't feel like you're getting this out of grandma's refrigerator in the garage. You know,
good. That was the goal. Yeah. So it worked. So yeah, that was really the exciting part of this whole process. You know, because we found a lot of old envelopes and letterheads, and we had a sign that was left from the 40s sometime. And, you know, they had changed the logo numerous times over the years, and we just kind of had to pick what we were going to use for what. But like the logo on the box there, that's something that was used just a little bit later on, more around 1950. Okay. Where the logos on the bottle were more of the, you know, mid 40s. So yeah, it's just been an incredible process. It's been fun. You know, and I'm very much into that atomic era. Yeah, me. I love the nostalgia of things. I love old cars, and I love the soda, and you know, the soda fountains and things like that. So it's really been my jive here the last several months working on this project.
I could totally see that. Now, celebrated on Saturday, correct?
Yeah, celebrating Saturday.
Let's do this. Let's put a pin in this right now, and we're going to take a break and pay a bill, and I need you to hang around and learn more about this Saturday and how you can celebrate because Duke beverages are good. We'll take a quick break, come back with more next. With over 20 years of experience, Wilson's Tree Service has the expertise to handle all of your tree care needs. Licensed and fully insured, their team of experts are dedicated to providing reliable service. Plus, with a 24-hour emergency service line, Wilson's will always be there for you. Don't risk tackling that timber by yourself. Trust the local professionals at Wilson's Tree Service. Visit treeservicealtonil.org to get started today.
When you need a project done right, on budget and on time, trust Gillahan Concrete. Gillahan handles every kind of project, big and small. Commercial, industrial, residential, from room additions and garages to patios, driveways, and more. Gillahan brings quality and experience to every job. Family owned with over 30 years of service to our community. Call today at 618-781-3914 or visit GillahanConcrete.com.
Accidents happen in a heartbeat, but lives change forever. Whether it's a car crash, workplace injury, medical malpractice, or wrongful death, you don't have to face the consequences alone. Keith Short and Associates brings over 33 years of experience and a reputation for fighting fiercely for your rights. For relentless representation that you can trust, call Keith Short and Associates at 618-254-0055 today for a free consultation.
Welcome back to the Best of Our Daily Show on RiverBender.com.
free hot dogs and chips. We're going to have soda sampling. We're going to have soda flights. We're going to do floats.
I love it.
So we're going to have a lot of different, little events and activities and things to
Are you
try.
doing the jack-o'-lantern floats with your own soda? Have you seen that all over Facebook?
I have not seen
They
that.
draw like Sharpie eyes on them now and make a vanilla or an orange soda float.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know. I did it the other day and
I'll
thought
have
I
to
was
put
like
my
Martha.
creative team onto that one.
It's like I felt like Martha Stewart then. I was like, see, look at what we thought of this, Jackie actually did it, but because I have no talent, but that's okay.
I get it.
So what flavors are going to be out there?
So, like today, I brought orange, vanilla cream.
Vanilla cream?
Vanilla cream. And actually, it's vanilla cream, but it is called cocoa cream on the label because that was one of the names of the original soda.
No kidding. That's cool.
Cocoa cream. Root beer, Dew Cola, which is the cola.
Mm-hmm.
We also have grape, strawberry.
Wow.
I think that's it.
No,
blue raspberry. That's the other one.
That'll be cool.
Blue raspberry. So that's a modern flavor. That is not a flavor that they made back in the 40s and 50s, but it's a flavor that we thought, hey, this might appeal to the younger generation. I got a daughter that's 14, and I mean, everything she wants is blue raspberry.
Well, remember those like big reds and those other types?
Yeah.
Well, and now, are they going to be on the fountain? Are they going to be in fountain at Duke?
All glass bottles.
All glass bottles.
All glass
the time.
bottles.
That's cool, man.
Yeah,
I like
all glass
that a lot.
bottles. So,
can you buy online?
So we're working on that now. We did put something up on the website, kind of introducing the soda. We don't have anything set up on there yet to purchase online. Mainly the one kind of hiccup there is we got to figure out shipping on it.
Yep.
That's going to be a little more challenging with it being glass. So we're kind of putting that on hold for now. And just focusing on selling out of our stores, the Alton store and the Granite City store, but we've also had a pretty big outreach from other businesses in the community wanting to carry it.
No kidding. I could see it.
We may see that here in the near future as far as some of the smaller, mom and pops here in town wanting to sell it also.
We were talking about this during the break, but next year, and I'm big into history, it's such a historic year for our country and our area. I mean,
absolutely.
Route 66 is turning 100.
Correct.
And the work that's being done with the Great Rivers and Routes and everybody that's putting this on with the state and everyone on the route, which is you guys too in Granite.
Absolutely.
You're celebrating 20 years?
20 years in Granite City.
So, I mean, you have all of that, and then you have our country turning 250 years old. I think a lot of people are going to want the nostalgic trip next year just to feel that Americana.
Absolutely.
Grab a Duke Bakery soda and take down Route 66. What are you talking about, man?
It's the American dream, right?
Yeah, like that's so cool to me. That would be the coolest thing to do, like a weekend, even if it's not the whole route. Just take a little bit of a drive and see some spots.
We've got a lot of Route 66 right here in our hometown, basically. We can jump on in Edwardsville, Granite City. We can run it up to Litchfield's got a great museum. Run it down to Springfield, Missouri.
Yeah.
You can really see a lot. Go down to Merrimack Caverns. There's a ton of things local here to do on Route 66.
Well, and you guys are really, you're celebrating 70 or 75?
75.
That's what And now, what better way to kick it off than with bringing back the beverage,
And that's what our year next year is going to focus on history, nostalgia, and just taking that step back into time. Come up, visit us in Middletown, walk into that bakery that has changed very little over the last 75 years, have a glass bottled soda, and eat those treats that you've been eating since you were born.
And the treats of your grandparents.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
It's so cool, man. And now, what are you doing to plan for are there going to be some pretty big events for you guys next year?
So we are. We're still in the planning phase now, but we're going to basically spread different events out over the course of the year. Soda is the first thing that we wanted to introduce. That is actually being introduced for our 75th anniversary next year, but we wanted to get it out before the holiday time and, hit us here this year.
That's cool.
So we jumped on the boat a little bit early with that one. But we've got, I can think of 2-3 other large projects that the community will be made aware of here in the following months, probably in the first 3 to 4 months of the year.
This is really cool. And pricing. What do we run?
Pricing. So we're going to be in the $2-2.10 range on them.
Really? Per bottle?
Per bottle.
That's not bad at all.
So you're looking at either $1.99 to $2.09, somewhere in that range.
That's really competitively priced. Like, not being funny with you, but that really is right in line.
And CJ, it's the cool factor.
Yeah, that's what we're talking about. Yeah.
That's the reason I want to do it. I want to do it because I wanted to see that Duke beverage label on a bottle.
Yeah.
I'd never seen it. I'd always heard about it. I walked by these, empty bottles that were stacked up in crates in the basement and then been sitting there for 80 some years. And I thought, man, how cool would it be just to see that glass bottle filled with soda again on the shelf? And so for me, it's the cool factor.
Yeah, well, and you guys can be a part of it too, and reliving history and being a part of that next chapter of Duke.
Absolutely.
Coming out this Saturday, 11 to 1.
11 to 1.
And we will make sure that we link everything in an article so you guys don't miss out. And now, when are these going to be in the store starting Saturday, or is it going to be?
Correct.
Okay.
Nope. We have had them as a teaser on the shelf for the last couple weeks, but they will not be sold until Saturday morning. So, our cases will be stocked. We'll have some on ice on Saturday.
That's cool,
man. And we're going to kind of spread our party, if you will, out from the whole width of the block, 8th to 9th Street on Henry. That way you can go and you can see our museum display at 8th and Henry Streets, maybe get your hot dog down there, and then you can wander up to the bakery to get your root beer float or do a flight of the drinks.
Really cool. Oh, since you're here, any Halloween treats on display or anything special we can talk about?
We got a ton of Halloween stuff out right now. So swing in, take a look. I mean, if you're looking at tons of different Halloween cookies. That's always the favorite this time of year. Cake pops, lots of decorated cakes, but cookies are always the Halloween favorite.
Absolutely. Keep Duke Bakery in mind. And we'll see you there at Duke this Saturday for the relaunch of Duke Beverages. This is cool.
Awesome. Thanks CJ. Appreciate it.
We're out of time today. I'll see you back here live at 9 for more of our daily show tomorrow. Until then, and I'll see you tonight at the downtown Wood River Trick or Treat. Until then, try your best as always to stay out of jail.
Oh, yes, he did. He said he would. I know he's leaving. On that midnight train to Georgia. On that midnight train. Yeah.
Hi, this is Linda Andreas, your Madison County Clerk and Recorder, wishing you a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year from the Clerk's office and from the Recorder's office.
Merry Christmas and Happy New Year!
Do you need to declutter your space? Time to call me, the Queen of Junk. Since 1993, we have grown to be the leader in residential, commercial, and property management junk removal. At Sparks Junk Removal, we are eco-friendly. We recycle, donate, or repurpose items back into our community. Trash is our last resort to the landfill. Plus, with our all-inclusive service, our crews handle everything from labor to lifting and landfill fees. Give us a call or visit our website, sparksjunkremoval.net, to reclaim your space today.
At Alton Elite Jiu-Jitsu, we help students of all ages build confidence, discipline, and real-world strength. Join a supportive community that challenges you to grow both on and off the mat. Experience the art of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu with a 7-day free trial at our new location. Call 618-795-2692 or visit altonelite.com to start your journey today. Train hard, serve others, live elite at Alton Elite Jiu-Jitsu.
Tomorrow isn't built by dreamers. It's built by doers. Because progress doesn't work unless we do. So at Ameren, we've been hard at work putting energy to work for you. Adding underground cables, installing advanced switches and sensors, storm hardening poles and power lines, making the energy grid stronger today so it can meet your needs tomorrow. Learn about projects in your area at Ameren.com/energyfuture.
Accidents happen in a heartbeat, but lives change forever. Whether it's a car crash, workplace injury, medical malpractice, or wrongful death, you don't have to face the consequences alone. Keith Short and Associates brings over 33 years of experience and a reputation for fighting fiercely for your rights. For relentless representation that you can trust, call Keith Short and Associates at 618-254-0055 today for a free consultation. We are here at Santino's, a staple in the Alton community and throughout the Riverbend region. Really excited to be talking to Chef KK all throughout the next couple of minutes here as we explore the great menu, the great food pairings right here at Santino's. Really excited for this. This is such a special opportunity, not only to get to know the new owners of Santino's a little bit more and the new faces, but also just to celebrate their diverse menu and such a good menu of that. I'm going to get pretty full in the next couple of minutes. Chef, thank you so much for your time today. And, right off the bat, we had a lot of time to get to know each other for a couple of minutes at least before we hit record today. And you've had quite an illustrious career. You've traveled quite a bit and got to really experience so much in the culinary industry. How did you find yourself in Alton at Santino's?
Once again, I want to say thank you for coming and just recognizing our food over here, actually. Basically, the boss just called me from, I was working in Boston, one of the fine dining restaurant. The boss called me because he knows my experience, and he just called me over here to work for this Alton community, actually. And we have wide menus right now. We have a lot of Indian foods, Thai foods, Italian foods, and Mexican. We just have a lot of international cuisine we added to the international touch in our food. That makes the special of Santino's. And the best part of our Santino's is we make most of the food is homemade food, what we really made with love by ourselves, actually. That's how we make it. Each and every, most of the dishes, every dishes I can say actually is all made from homemade, from scratch, not from the packed food like other restaurants. Sorry, I'm not blaming others, but...
No, it's good to point that out.
Yeah.
Chef, real quick, before we go any further, too, I think it would be great to kind of peel back the fourth wall for the audience a bit, because we sat here and as you were preparing that food, it wasn't done in 5 to 10 minutes. You spent your time on this, and it took a little bit, 30 minutes or so, but you were able to prepare these really great warm meals from the heart, and that's what the public is experiencing here at Santino's.
Yes, that's why we just made from the scratch, so it takes some time, but it's all made with love. That's the only word I can say. It's all made with a lot of efforts from our team of our chefs and also our waiters team. It's really a nice team, and we had a good team in our restaurant, actually. We just want to spread our experience to the customers with our food with love.
Before we dive into all the different dishes, you were also telling me before we came on the air just a little bit about the family atmosphere that not only the front of the house experiences with your patrons and with the staff in the front of the house, but also the staff in the kitchen. You guys really get along, and you called it a family.
Yes, actually, because we call it as a family because there is no differentiation between us. We work like a team. We just jump each and every department. We work like all together. Like that's the way we work here. We love it, actually. That's how our boss has just told us to work together also, and that's how we have feelings among each other. We respect each other. That's what we work on.
Well, and I think that's why you see the success here as well, and you see the folks leaving happy and leaving full. Before we dive into the dishes, one final thing, and this is just a call to action. You have some great buffet opportunities as well for the public, correct, on Sunday?
Yes, every Sundays we have a buffet for just $15.99. We have a good buffet. We just provide some international cuisine to the food, like we have fried chicken, eggplant parmigiana, some Indian food like butter chicken, and also we make some cold soups, we make hot soups, and homemade desserts. We have a lot of varieties. And one more thing, on Thanksgiving Day, we are having a whole day buffet, actually. It's just for $19.99. We are providing it's like a grand buffet. We are almost making like 5 kind of desserts and 3-4 kind of salads, and we have fried chicken, eggplant parmigiana. Of course, if there is no roast turkey, there is no more Thanksgiving Day. We have Thanksgiving Day, we have like roast turkey, we have honey glazed ham with a cranberry sauce and sweet potatoes, eggplant parm, and also we have a pineapple fried rice from Thai cuisine. We just add like different countries' cuisine. We just add it and make a big grand buffet on Thanksgiving Day.
You make it fun, and that's again $19.99 on Thanksgiving Day, correct?
Yes,
all day.
Just all day from morning 10 a.m. to evening 8 p.m. We have a whole day buffet. Actually, it's going to be a huge success actually because we are expecting a lot actually because we are making with a lot of effort on every food we are going to make it actually.
This is incredible. Once again, you can stop by Santino's on Thanksgiving Day, 10 a.m. until 8 p.m. for that $19.99 grand Thanksgiving buffet. That's going to be fantastic. And now let's give some folks a taste of what's to come when they're walking into the doors of Santino. Chef KK, what do you have in front of us? What don't you have in front of us today is really the question.
Yeah. Thank you, actually. Thank you for appreciating our work, actually. And here we have like appetizers and actually I should have brought my dessert also, but it's okay. I can just inform now, actually. I have like homemade tiramisus. Actually, we make a homemade tiramisu. We have like homemade orange ice cream and cheesecakes, and also we like fried ice creams. Actually, those are in the desserts. But here we have a lot of options in our restaurant. Like we have crab cake. Example, this is a crab cake. Actually, the best part is it was made with scratch. That's the good thing. Actually, I can say to everybody, it's made from fresh crab meat, lump meat. We use the fresh crab meat and we just make it with scratch. using mayonnaise and using all homemade remoulade sauce. We use the homemade remoulade sauce also. Everything is homemade, scratch. It's all made from scratch. You can try it actually.
I'm getting ready to. You don't have to tell me twice, Chef. I'm really excited. I've seen this in front of me for quite some time. Oh,
It's a real meat. I can proudly say to everybody, it's a real meat. That's how we make it actually.
This is absolutely incredible, and you're right. It is a real meat. That's for sure. It's not a filling.
Yes. Thank you.
Well, and now this is a great starting option. And what does this run on your menu for?
It's just like $11.99. We have it's like a appetizer. We have different kind of appetizers actually. We have like Italian. We have some appetizers, and also in it comes in the Italian, and also we have like Mexican appetizer like falafel. We have a homemade falafel also, and also we have like Indian appetizers, and also we have like Thai appetizers like spring rolls. We have it's all homemade actually, and also the Indian appetizers we make like chicken 65, like this tandoori chicken. This is also the Indian appetizer actually. It's made from served with a hot sizzler actually.
This is incredible. This is absolutely fantastic. This is actually one of the best crab cakes I've ever had, Chef.
Thank you.
Well,
we can say it as a Santino's crab cake actually, because it's made from scratch and made with love.
It's absolutely incredible. And, you know, Chef, as we're moving down the line, what should we take our audience through next to explore? What dish?
Try our falafel actually. We have our homemade falafel actually. And also we have served as a sandwich also. We serve it as a falafel, and also we serve it as a sandwiches actually. So it is sandwich. This sandwich is served with the pita bread and with the fries, with the homemade hummus, and also tasaski sauce actually.
This is fantastic. I have looked at this too. I've told you for how long that I said this is going to be one of my staple lunches.
We also have a vegan options for falafel actually. We just provide without lactose. We can just make it also.
Fantastic. Don't mind if I do. That's fantastic. Now, what's all in here?
The falafel is made from the chickpeas.
Mm-hmm.
We make it from the dry chickpeas. We just soak it overnight, and we just make it a dumpling with parsley, garlic, and onion. Actually, it's pure vegetarian customers. They will like it actually, because that's the reason actually, because we make this falafel, and it is made with hummus, which is basically it's a paste of chickpea actually. It is made from blended with the chickpea oil and garlic actually, with olive oil and garlic actually.
That's fantastic. And you know what I love about this, Chef, is that it fills you up too. I mean, that is very hearty and a great lunch option.
Thank you.
Now, can this be an appetizer as well? As what
yeah, we have a falafel also. We serve with appetizers. As appetizer, we serve with hummus, tazaski, and also 6 pieces of falafel. We just put together and serve it as an appetizer also.
It's incredible. Yeah. Well, and now I always judge. I told you this before we came on. I always judge a restaurant based on their French fry right here, and this is about as perfect as you could cook a fry. This is incredible. I just had to throw that out there because your French fries are to die for. And as we put this off to the side, do you have a special technique for your fries, or is it just something you've always done?
Yes, we just fry it for a long period of time. We just make it with all fresh oils. And for vegan customers, we use separate oil stations for frying the fries.
Absolutely. Chef, where are we going next?
Yeah. We'll go to the Italian foods. Like we have go for
right
this.
Oh, thank you very much. Now, take me through this dish. What are we describing to the folks at home? Let me showcase this off to you guys a little bit more just to see that.
Yeah, we are serving the fettuccine Alfredo. It's a seafood fettuccine Alfredo, and also it is served with the lobster tail on top, actually.
So can I be honest with you, Chef? I have never had a lobster tail. What's the best way to eat this?
Yes, actually, you can just...
Right here?
Yeah, just cut it down.
I'm going right into the top of this, and I'm excited for it. And, you know, how long does it take to prepare meals like this for the public every day? You know, does it take days at a time to prepare the menu? Does it take a few hours to get everything set? What's that look like?
We prepare every day. We come early at morning, actually, because if the restaurant is open at 11 o'clock, we just come at 9:30. We start preparing everything and preparing the fresh fruits. That's how we maintain our restaurant, actually. We just make it a fresh, maintain for long, and every food is to be prepared for the same day. We just prepare it the same day, and we just keep it for the whole day, and we just make it fresh.
We
make a fresh Alfredo sauce for every day. We make fresh marinara sauce and all the curry base and everything. We just make it fresh and make it ready for the service actually for 11 o'clock service.
I can tell immediately that you prepare it fresh because of the fact that you have the shrimp in there, you have all the seafood, but the sauce doesn't taste seafoody.
Yes, actually, we just make it fresh and keep it. Every order, we just make it fresh. Maybe it takes a bit time, but it's made with fresh. That's why we just maintain our standard and quality.
You can take as much time as you want when you're making this dish, Chef. Let me let me just be honest there with you. And now, when you're cooking in the back, does it make you proud of your different experiences as a chef to be able to prepare this type of variety of meals as well? You know what I'm saying? Because you've done so much in your culinary career. Do you get pride in going, I've been able to have my hand a part of all these different different components that really make such a diverse menu for you guys today?
Yes, because cooking is something it's just made from the heart actually. It's just not prepared just for the customers. Everything is prepared from the heart. We just cook it properly. We just make it. We give some varieties to this town. That's what we just love this town. We love this town, so we just make some variety dishes. So we make the people to feel special when they come to Santino's.
Just incredible. And now, Chef, we have this beautiful looking dish in front of me. This is a great looking vodka sauce, if I could guess anything. Am I right here?
You're right. It's a lobster ravioli in a pink vodka sauce, actually.
Oh, man, take me through this. Now, this looks like a special dish right here.
Yes, it's one for a fast-moving dish in our restaurant, actually, because they love our lobster ravioli, and it is served with shrimps, scallops, and lobster stuffed ravioli.
That's the best sauce I've had in a long time.
Thank you so much.
What's the secret to your sauce? I guess you can't tell people that.
Yeah, it's we just infuse some vodka with the sauce, actually. That's why, actually. And also some white wine is been added, actually, in this sauces. That makes some taste difference. And we use plenty garlic, actually. We love fresh garlic in our food. Italian food, there is no garlic, there is no Italian food.
That's right. Amen to that. And now, another thing that I love about this is it's sweet without being too sweet.
Thank you, actually, yeah. Because Italian food is normally based on tomatoes, actually. Tomatoes give us its own sourness. To balance it, we just add a little bit of sugar that balance the taste and balance the food. That's if it is too sweet, it's really high. It will be like a dessert, actually. So it's not a dessert, actually. It's an entree. It's a pasta.
Right. Well, and that brings us into this next pasta, which is absolutely beautiful. Love the color on here.
Yeah, this is a Mediterranean pasta. This is a Mediterranean pasta. This sells a lot in our restaurant. Actually, it is made from a chicken stock, and it is prepared with the chicken stock and the white wine sauce.
Wow. Yeah, I can see that.
And since it's Mediterranean, we have like black olives, it has garlic, it has red pepper. It's roasted bell pepper in this menu, and also we have some fresh feta cheese is served on top as while serving.
Well, I am really looking forward to this one too, and it just showcases every meal that I've had. What I love too, before I even take a bite, Chef, is it's all good. That's not the issue. This was never the issue today when we were coming in. But every dish, and I think that you would appreciate this as someone who has no culinary experience, every dish has its own identity.
If you would have given me like half an hour more, I would have put all the menus in our restaurant and I would have just made everything for you.
But it's just incredible, though.
It's really hard to say, this one is good. I love all the food in our restaurant. It's all just decided and planned. Every dish is planned and designed that our customers should like it and also they should enjoy the food, actually.
Well, it's just absolutely incredible. And going into that a little bit more, is it difficult to make sure that every dish has its own uniqueness to it? Is that a difficulty at all?
Yes, it's difficult, but the thing is, but it has to be. That's the specialty of it. Has to be. That's the specialty of Santino's, actually. Everything has to be a unique taste, actually, because the lobster ravioli, it's made from lobsters, actually. It is made from pink vodka sauce. That's the authentic, actually. We make it like authentic taste, actually. And Mediterranean pasta, it's a kind of a Mediterranean Greek and Mediterranean style food that gives the authentic taste of, because lobster ravioli, in Mediterranean pasta example, in Mediterranean pasta we use the feta cheese because that's the touch of the feta cheese as the sour taste and
right,
also
it has
a Greek taste. You'll have a nice feeling on that, actually.
This is just incredible, and I love that everything is so carefully curated, and you know, it brings us into this next dish, and For the folks at home, Chef, fill us in on
It's
this
a
one.
Thai yellow curry, actually. It's a Thai dish, actually.
Is it really?
Yeah, it's a Thai yellow curry, actually. We call it as a yellow curry. It's made with chicken. It can be made with shrimp, whatever. Shrimp, chicken, also in seafood, beef. We can make with a lot of variations. It's a turmeric-based chicken curry, and we also have it's made of coconut milk, actually. So,
really?
So it's a vegan. We can make it as a vegan. Since we had a chicken, it's not a vegan right now, but when the customer asks for vegan, we can make with tofu. So we have also tofu options in our restaurant, actually. It can be made with chicken, shrimp, tofu, touch of
This
turmeric.
is absolutely
touch of
incredible.
turmeric, Thai basil, and galangal, lime leaves. It has a lot of infused spices inside.
What I love about this is that everything complements each other. It's not over-seasoned. It's not where you get too much of one thing and not enough of the other. It really does just hit all those sweet spots on the palate.
Thank
This
you.
is cool. And, you know, Chef, what do we have in front of us here? This is a beautiful-looking piece of salmon.
Yeah, this is a 8-ounce big salmon, actually. We just buy the whole fresh salmon. We just fillet it ourselves, and we just grill it and broil it in our menu, actually. You can enjoy the real juicy salmon because it's fresh salmon, I can say. Fresh Atlantic salmon.
Now, what do you serve your salmon with? What do we have here on the side?
Okay, that's we have the beets puree, actually. That's the red color in our food, actually.
Mhm.
That's a beets puree, and it also has a touch of balsamic vinaigrette dressing with a line we just use as a balsamic vinaigrette, and the salmon is served over on the lemon butter sauce, actually. Yeah.
Wow. What I love is
also we are serving with a tomato. It's a tomato confit, and also it's with the lemon.
The crust that you have on your salmon is absolutely to die for.
Thank you so much.
Now, how long did it take you to perfect the crust? Because I will never get my salmon to ever look like this.
Yes, we just grill on a very hot grill, actually, just for a few minutes.
Mhm.
So it makes a real crust on top, actually. It just gives a nice shining look. Also, it enhances the taste of the salmon.
Absolutely. And Chef, everything, like I said, has been, not even joking with you, 10 out of 10. I have not had something yet that I'm going, I wouldn't get this again. Everything I'm ordering again. So you have a customer in me for sure. We're getting down to the last couple of dishes. Where should we go next? You're in charge of this boat, Chef. We'll go to our seafood sizzler.
Yes, that's a specialty of our restaurant, actually. I can proudly say that, okay? This is the cheapest food we are providing in this whole town, actually, because we are providing with crab, mussels, scallops, shrimps, squids, everything,
Squids
just
and
for
everything.
$28.99. You can't believe it, actually. If I was coming to have the dinner in this restaurant, I'll just choose this.
I would too.
Yeah, for this price, I'll choose this. This is the best thing. I'll just recommend it.
And how much
to
was
all
that
of it.
again?
It's just $28.99. You are served with hot sizzler, with mussels, crabs. It's salmon.
This
also,
is a
also
little
we
bit
have
of everything. And right
yes, it's a seafood sizzler, a mixed seafood, actually, with scallops.
Oh, wow. This is absolutely incredible. Now, how long, whenever you're preparing all of these, how long does it take to get everything from start to finish per plate?
It takes maximum 15 minutes each order, actually.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's and my team is very fast. They are very fast, actually. I really appreciate them. They're just very fast. They just make it very fast. They are like a machine. When the order comes, they just run like that. They just make a food, and we have a great team, actually.
This
They
is
really love the team.
incredible. Well, you definitely have a great team, and it showcases that because everything on here, just the attention to detail and just hearing your process a little bit, is great for the audience that wants to learn more about the dish, behind the menu almost, you know?
Yes, thank you, actually, because we make all from scratch. That takes time to prepare, but also it's just to enjoy the food. We make it everything from scratch, actually.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And now we
Yeah.
have another dish that's made.
Yeah.
This is
Yeah, good
looking
meats.
really good.
Yeah.
It smells absolutely out of this world. The pairing with it's fantastic. Fill me in. What do we have now in front of us? What steak?
Okay, it's a ribeye steak. It's served with shrimp tempura, actually. It's
Wow.
shrimp tempura, and you can say it as a surf and turf also because it's like a with meat with shrimp on top. Can be served as surf and turf, but it's one of the highly selling item in our restaurant, actually.
Well, when I can cut this with a butter knife, You're looking pretty good here, Chef. I mean, this is incredible. I'm cutting through this with a butter knife.
Yeah, we buy the good quality of the meat, actually. That's what we highly concentrate on in our restaurant. We try to order from the local butchers, and we just get a good meat from there. The quality is more important than any other things. And and that's the cream cheese on top, actually. You can just, it melts in the mouth, actually.
That's incredible. And you can taste it in every bite, Chef.
And also, it is served with a garlic confit. You can see the fresh garlic, actually. It is just cooked in that. Yes. Mm-hmm. You can just enjoy with the garlic confit also.
Well, don't tell me twice now. This is absolutely incredible.
Thank you.
Now, do you bring these recipes in? Are these tried and true from you?
Some of the dishes we just brought it new in our menus, actually. It was just from my experience, I add some dishes, actually. Mm-hmm. That's how we just added some more dishes to the food. With my experience, I brought it some foods, actually.
This is really cool. And now we're getting down to the last couple of I can't believe I've already tried this many of them. Number one, I'm getting full, but I'm telling you what, there's still much more we got to try. Which one are we going to next, Chef?
Yeah, try one of the appetizers. It's
now this is the one that if we saw earlier, the steam coming off of this is just absolutely unreal. And now this is a favorite of yours, correct?
Yes, because it's a whole meat, actually, whole chicken, just marinated. Overnight marinated.
Oh, look at the
lot of flavors. Yes,
I love the look of that chicken that's on here too. And before we go any further, let me showcase. This is what this comes out on. And now we waited a couple of minutes because when you touch this son of a gun, when it comes out, it will be warm. But the presentation on everything, we were talking about this, Chef, before we came on. You present this so elegantly, and it doesn't offend our wallet, if that makes sense, where it's still affordable, but we get that pristine gourmet cuisine experience.
Yes. The Santinos, we are trying to provide a little best food for the best money, actually. We have our place, these are very cheap, actually, just like $15. We can just have a good, proper, personalized service with a nice, cheap food, actually. We provide a personalized service, high quality service with a cheap food, actually. Yeah, the food quality we care about the food quality. That's the thing. We don't compromise with the food quality. We just give the best food with the cheap price.
Everything, Chef, I've had has just been absolutely out of this world, and I love the spice on this. It's not too much and it's not too little. You know what you're getting.
Yes, it depends. When a customer wants spicy, we can make it spicy. If they want mild, we can make it mild. That's the best part of the Indian food and the Thai foods. If they ask for mild, they can make it very mild, actually. They will love it, actually. And if they ask for spicy, we can make it spicy. If they want medium spicy, we can just alter the taste. Because that's the thing. That's the best part. We just make it all from the fresh. When you order, we make it fresh. So we can change that. We can change the taste, spiciness, everything as you order.
Absolutely. And I'm telling you what, like I said, I haven't, and this isn't just because we're here in front of you and patronizing you. I have loved every meal that you've served in front of me, and every bit of it I'd order again. We're down to 2.
Yes.
We are down to 2, and this one looks pretty.
Try one of the Indian dish. Actually, yeah.
Slide that one over to me. And that leaves us to one of 2 dishes left, Chef, and this is where I get so excited because, like I said, just the creativity in it and the way it looks is always so cool. What am I eating here? Let me showcase this to the audience. I don't want to spill anything. I'm good at that, and you don't want that. What do we have here?
This is called butter chicken, actually. Butter chicken is served with fresh bread, actually. We just make a homemade bread in our restaurant. It's a homemade. It's called garlic naan. It was with a garlic flavored naan, and this butter chicken is. It's top class, top notch food in all the Indian, and among all the Indian food, this is the fast moving food that everybody likes, actually. It is based on a tomato based, cashew rich sauce.
This is absolutely incredible. And here, just a little bit more for you because that was seriously one of the best. This was a home run to say the least here. This is absolutely incredible, Chef.
I told you it's all made from scratch, actually. We just make it with the fresh tomatoes, and we just make it with the fresh cream and everything. We just make it fresh. Everything is made from in our restaurant is made fresh, actually. That's the positiveness of our restaurant, actually.
Absolutely. And Chef, absolutely fantastic. And you said there's 3 people in the back working with you?
Yes.
And take me through that team. Are they working with you every day, or is it?
We work. The good thing is our restaurant is open 7 days actually. We open 7 days from morning 11 to evening 9 actually. We work for 7 days. We just take an off alternative days, but we work as a team. It was 7 days restaurant. We don't close the restaurant. Even on Thanksgiving Day we are open. Keep that in the mind. You are welcome for our restaurant for a grand buffet on Thanksgiving Day.
We'll circle back with that grand buffet. And Chef, we're down to our last plate here in front of us. Let's slide this over here and fill me in on what I will be experiencing. We are down to our last dish, and this looks just fantastic, Chef. Fill me in on this. Let me zoom into the public here. What is this one?
This is a Thai green curry actually. It's made from the authentic Thai touch green curry taste. Actually, you will just enjoy it actually because it's made from, and even Indian foods we serve with basmati rice, and Thai food we serve with jasmine rice. That's how the rice, we change the quality of the rice. We just change authentically. What rice should be served, it should be served in the same rice. We just everything is served in a proper authentic way. Yeah, the green curry is made from chili paste, but you don't feel the spicy. We make it mild actually here. It's made from pure coconut milk, and it has a lot of herbs like bamboo shoots. It can be made with chicken, shrimp, everything actually. I will say we have tofu options. We also have a vegan options actually. Yeah.
Well, it's absolutely out of this world. I can't pick. I asked you before we came on. I said, Chef, if you could pick a favorite dish for me, what would it be? And you said you couldn't do it. And I can see why, because I don't have a favorite of today. I really don't. They were all fantastic.
Basically, I have two sons, actually. I don't pick which one is favorite, actually. They both of them are son. This is like, all my foods is like it's my preparations. So I don't say this is good, this is good. All are good to me.
Well, and before we say goodbye for now, a couple of things we need to recap today, because we've had a chance to go through every one of your dishes that you brought out. They're fantastic. What are your hours of operation? What time do you open? What time do you close?
Yeah, we open at morning 11 o'clock and we close at evening 9 o'clock. And every Sunday we have a buffet. And also I have a menu for Thanksgiving Day. It's a menu for Thanksgiving Day. We have a...
Oh, yeah, here we go. This is the Thanksgiving Grand Buffet menu.
Yeah.
And what we will do... Excuse me, that's the kids' menu. We have the Thanksgiving Grand Buffet menu right here. This is going to be fantastic. We will make sure that we link all of the data in here and all the menu items on that article on RiverBender.com. There's so much. Adults are $19.99. Kids are $14 for Thanksgiving food and buffet Thanksgiving. You got a lot to take home, 10 a.m. until 8 p.m.
Yeah, I'm planning to make almost 5 to 6 desserts actually. Like a lot of cakes, lot of we have like spring rolls, we have like butter chicken, we have Thai pineapple fried rice, we have roast turkey, we have fried chicken, honey glazed ham, breaded shrimps. Yeah, we have all kind of varieties on Thanksgiving Day buffets.
Well, and now, before we say goodbye for now, and we do our wrap here, we were talking before we came on and started coming on the air today, and it was cool to hear about your travels a little bit. You've gotten to, go to Italy and go to all these places. What makes Alton special for you? Because just hearing your love for the city, you've been here just a short period of time, but you really have fallen in love with the community.
Yes, actually cooking is my passion.
Yeah.
Every day I just thinking about cooking, what to make special for our customers, what we can make it new to our customers. That's why I always like this food actually. I love cooking. When you ask me anything about the food or tasting anything, any times you wake me around at 2 o'clock, ask about the cooking, I'll just say because I love it actually. This is my life actually. Yes, as I said, it's more than half of my life is my experience as a cook actually. And Alton communities, because I see the special of these people, they are so friendly. They like our food, and we have some regular customers who always come and talk to us in a nice way. We just they want to try some new food, and they love our desserts. They love our the way we serve the food. They love the Indian foods. They like, because there is no Indian food in our community. Yeah. There is no Indian restaurant nearby. There is no Thai restaurant nearby. So they say that they are traveling like far to go and have a Indian food or Thai food or some authentic foods, also some homemade foods. They come specially for those foods to our restaurant, and we are very happy for that. And we just cook with heart. We love to be a part of the family. I just moved this town, just trusting you all. I love these people. I love you all.
Chef, thank you so much for your time today. It was a pleasure to get to know you, and I feel like as we were coming in, this was the best way to get to know the next chapter of Santino's. This is exciting, and to get to know you a little bit more was fantastic. To get to meet your dishes was even better. I mean, this was all fantastic food. What's your final message to the public before we say so long for now?
Final message, thank you for everything, actually. Thank you for appreciating us, just giving a good reviews, and your words just motivate us, actually. When you love the food, when you make a reviews, when you just say this is good, as a chef, I just come and check all the tables. Most of the tables I come and check, actually. You people just give a big motivation for me. That makes me to do something new for our restaurant, new to our community, make the special foods for all of you, actually. That's the thing. Thank you so much. Thanks a lot for everything for you.
You can find out more about Santino's on their Facebook page. And Chef, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Throughout all life stages, you need someone in your corner, guiding you on your health and wellness journey. At OSF Healthcare, that's your primary care provider. Your OSF primary care provider is there for every stage of life. Find a provider today at osfhealthcare.org/primary.
As America prepares to celebrate 250 years of freedom, there's never been a better time to show your pride. The Flag Keeper provides everything you need to display your flag with honor, from American state and U.S. Armed Service flags to flagpoles, accessories, and installation kits for homes and businesses across the Riverbend area. Call 618-467-0020 or visit theflagkeeper.com for your free estimate today. Accidents happen in a heartbeat, but lives change forever. Whether it's a car crash, workplace injury, medical malpractice, or wrongful death, you don't have to face the consequences alone. Keith Short and Associates brings over 33 years of experience and a reputation for fighting fiercely for your rights. For relentless representation that you can trust, call Keith Short and Associates at 618-254-0055 today for a free consultation.
Tomorrow isn't built by dreamers. It's built by doers. Because progress doesn't work unless we do. So at Ameren, we've been hard at work putting energy to work for you. Adding underground cables, installing advanced switches and sensors, storm hardening poles and power lines, making the energy grid stronger today so it can meet your needs tomorrow. Learn about projects in your area at Ameren.com/energyfuture.
At Alton Elite Jiu-Jitsu, we help students of all ages build confidence, discipline, and real-world strength. Join a supportive community that challenges you to grow both on and off the mat. Experience the art of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu with a 7-day free trial at our new location. Call 618-795-2692 or visit altonelite.com to start your journey today. Train hard, serve others, live elite at Alton Elite Jiu-Jitsu.
Do you need to declutter your space? Time to call me, the Queen of Junk. Since 1993, we have grown to be the leader in residential, commercial, and property management junk removal. At Sparks Junk Removal, we are eco-friendly. We recycle, donate, or repurpose items back into our community. Trash is our last resort to the landfill. Plus, with our all-inclusive service, our crews handle everything from labor to lifting and landfill fees. Give us a call or visit our website, sparksjunkremoval.net, to reclaim your space today.
Welcome back to the Best of Our Daily Show on RiverBender.com.
Welcome back to our daily show on this Thursday morning. You know, the Super Bowl is right around the corner, and a lot of us are getting ready to make our plans for our families to get together, our friends to come together. But one thing that we somewhat take for granted, and we all too much do, is safety and getting home. And each and every time we talk about events, holidays, just like the Super Bowl and celebrations, there's always that statistic on impaired driving and what it does to families and the wrecks and the statistics that are there. Sheila Lockwood is with Mothers Against Drunk Driving, a national ambassador, and joins us now via Zoom. Sheila, thank you so much for joining us today.
Well, thank you very much for having me, and thank you for talking about this very important subject.
Well, and Sheila, before we dive into this conversation as a whole, for our audience, could you give us your story, if you could, just to familiarize yourself with our region?
Absolutely. So I became a MAD National Ambassador last January when they started the Ambassador Program. It's 100% volunteer. I became involved with MAD in 2018. My oldest son, Austin, was murdered by a drunk driver on June 10th of 2018. Since that time, obviously, my life was turned upside down. And I realized how important this is and how there's not enough information out, how the laws aren't quite fitting for the crime of drunk driving. It is a preventable crime that we definitely, it's 100% preventable. And we all need to do our part in order to, end this preventable crime.
100%. And really quick, Sheila, I'm so sorry to hear that happened to you, but really inspirational to know that you're using your son's life to really tell his story and share it with others and help hopefully other families. And you're right, there is zero tolerance as far as we're concerned for drunk driving. You make that choice whether you're impaired from alcohol or any other impairing device. And Sheila, since your time joining the organization as a national ambassador, take me through some of the work that you've been able to do and some of the faces and families that you've been able to meet.
Absolutely. So locally, I have been able to get a law changed in Illinois that it is no longer considered an accident. It is a crash. So all statutory documentation in the state of Illinois now refers to these types of incidents or crashes as a crash. They are not an accident. An accident means that it was an oops. It is preventable, and therefore it should be deemed that way. And it is a crash. In Wisconsin, I was able to help be a part of getting a couple laws put into place. One of them, when my son was murdered, it was said that he should get, the person that took his life should get 10 years probation. There was no minimum for homicide, OWI, and that's what Wisconsin calls it, OWI. And so I was able to help get that law changed, and now it's a minimum of 5 years. So now if you take a life in the state of Wisconsin, you are looking at a minimum of being behind bars, which when Austin was taken from me, I was absolutely devastated that this person might just take my son away from me and walk freely. Another law in Wisconsin was also putting a minimum jail sentence or prison sentence after your 5th or 6th OWI, which is absolutely ridiculous that 100%. You get that many in the first place. But now there's 18 months behind bars. And then most importantly, MAD across the nation worked very hard with the Abbas family on the HALT Act. And that we were able to get put in, signed by President Biden, that all new vehicles should have technology on them to stop impaired drivers. And what it is, it's technology that will allow the car to start, but it won't allow it to move. So if it detects that the driver is impaired, the car won't move. So now we're not looking at punishment after the fact, we're looking at preventing, and that is most key in this terrible war we've got against drunk driving.
You know, 100% over it. And time after time, you have these weekends where, you know, we promote the celebration of really, you know, alcohol-induced times with our friends and family. We do it every major holiday. We're always seeing the wine, the beer, the spirit promotions. And, you know, time after time, there's not really that disclaimer on there where it says call an Uber. There's some type of, you know, smoking kills scenario that's on the back of that drunk drive or the drinking ads. And what I think so important is, and I'm sure Sheila, you know so much more about this, is the fact that if you can prevent one, you're not just preventing one person, you're preventing tens and 20 and hundreds of people from going through the most tragic experience of their lifetime.
Absolutely. And it's not an experience, it's an every single day. So while that happened one time, I've had to live every single day since that. About 2,500 days without my son.
And
every single day, 37 people are taken away from their loved ones from this preventable crime. And now we've been watching the news about that plane crash in Washington, D.C. that is horrific. But if you think about it, every 2 days, statistically, there's more people taken from drunk drivers that plane crash took. This is something that we should be looking at and putting names and faces to these crashes because it's preventable and it's devastating so many lives. My life will never, ever be the same. Everything that I had thought about for my future was ruined and taken away because my future, it included my son.
Right. Well, and Sheila, you know, there's so many families around here locally here in just the Alton, you know, Madison County area that, you know, unfortunately, we have to report on going through so many similar circumstances. And the one that always hits close to all of us is the loss of a little girl at 2 years old that was, you know, walking just, you know, in her yard and an impaired driver murdered her. And, you know, and just like you said, these sentences are way too short. There's not enough accountability. And what you guys are doing to raise awareness and raise these laws and statutes up are so important. But what it's also important are these campaigns that you're doing and finding ways to team up with folks and raise more awareness during these drinking holidays. And I know that we're limited on time, so I wanted to dive into this Take a Minute, Make a Plan campaign because it is so important.
Absolutely. We know that when people are preparing for special events like the Super Bowl, it's a big day. They're thinking about what they're going to wear, what they're going to serve at their home for food and beverages, or where they're going to go, if they're going to tailgate, you know, if they're getting tickets, whatever they're doing. But part of the planning should be, how are you getting there and how are you going to get a safe ride home? And if you're hosting a Super Bowl party, make sure that your guests do not leave impaired. Make sure that you've got designated drivers. You provide them a place to stay if you've got that luxury, or that they just have a safe ride home, Uber, Lyft, whatever it is. Be a good host and make sure that nobody ever leaves your party and doesn't make it home safely.
Well, and on top of that too, Sheila, you know, Uber and Lyft a lot of times give out credits through a lot of these campaigns where you can even get, you know, not maybe a free ride, but a $10 off or $15. That's basically the entire Uber ride for a lot of towns to get back home and get your car the next day. You know, and the thing that always stuck home to me was it's just the fact that people still in this day and age with all this technology and all these apps, why are we taking a chance? I mean, that's what doesn't register to my generation. And for me, it's like, what are we doing here, folks? I mean, why are we putting all these people's lives in risk? And, you know, throughout the year, I know that all of you at Mothers Against Drunk Driving do your part to raise awareness. And if you could, take me through some of the things that we can keep our eyes out for in the next couple of months or throughout the year of what Mothers Against Drunk Driving has plans for in terms of maybe a national effort and anything regional as well.
Okay, well, anytime you want to know anything, go out to mad.org. We've got all of the information out there. We've got a helpline if that is needed. We have walks in many, many communities in all the states across the United States. So if you want to participate in a meaningful day out, they're usually in the nicer weather. I know ours in Illinois is around the October timeframe. You can donate. There are different vigils that we have, and we are always talking before different holidays. You will hear us before Christmas, before Thanksgiving, before New Year's. We're talking to you now before the Super Bowl. You know, we've got St. Patrick's Day is also a big day that people, you know, want to go out and celebrate. So, you know, we do try to make our presence known and try to urge people to, if you're going to go celebrate, be safe, get a safe ride home.
Absolutely. And Sheila, before we let you go, is there any final message you have to the St. Louis Metro East region and to the RiverBender.com audience today?
No, just thank you so much for having me, and whatever you do this Sunday as you're celebrating and watching the game, make sure that you get a safe ride home.
Absolutely. Sheila Lockwood, a national ambassador for Mothers Against Drunk Driving. You can find out more about the Take a Minute, Make a Plan campaign on the Mothers Against Drunk Driving website. We'll link everything on a write-up on RiverBender.com ahead of time. Sheila, once again, thank you so much.
Thank you very much for having me.
We'll take a quick break. More Daily Show comes up right around the corner right after this.
At Alton Elite Jiu-Jitsu, we help students of all ages build confidence, discipline, and real-world strength. Join a supportive community that challenges you to grow both on and off the mat. Experience the art of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu with a 7-day free trial at our new location. Call 618-795-2692 or visit altonelite.com to start your journey today. Train hard, serve others, live elite at Alton Elite Jiu-Jitsu. When you need a project done right, on budget and on time, trust Gillahan Concrete. Gillahan handles every kind of project, big and small. Commercial, industrial, residential, from room additions and garages to patios, driveways, and more. Gillahan brings quality and experience to every job. Family owned with over 30 years of service to our community. Call today at 618-781-3914 or visit GillahanConcrete.com.
With over 20 years of experience, Wilson's Tree Service has the expertise to handle all of your tree care needs. Licensed and fully insured, their team of experts are dedicated to providing reliable service. Plus, with a 24-hour emergency service line, Wilson's will always be there for you. Don't risk tackling that timber by yourself. Trust the local professionals at Wilson's Tree Service. Visit treeservicealtonil.org to get started today. As America prepares to celebrate 250 years of freedom, there's never been a better time to show your pride. The Flag Keeper provides everything you need to display your flag with honor, from American, state, and U.S. Armed Service flags to flagpoles, accessories, and installation kits for homes and businesses across the Riverbend area. Call 618-467-0020 or visit theflagkeeper.com for your free estimate today.
Tomorrow isn't built by dreamers. It's built by doers. Because progress doesn't work unless we do. So at Ameren, we've been hard at work putting energy to work for you. Adding underground cables, installing advanced switches and sensors, storm hardening poles and power lines, making the energy grid stronger today so it can meet your needs tomorrow. Learn about projects in your area at Ameren.com/energyfuture.
Welcome back to the Best of Our Daily Show on RiverBender.com.
Thank you so much for joining us in Alton.
Well, I'm honored and it's a great pleasure.
Well, and now, David, as we're talking about this, just to kind of get our audience familiarized with your background, take us through your career. You were the bodyguard for Pat Robertson, who, as most of us know, especially in around here, the Christian Broadcast Network, the televangelist.
Well, it starts back in Southern California, where I was a police officer in my hometown, Oceanside, California. I got married, and my wife at the time wanted to come back to CBN. She always wanted to be a reporter for the 700 Club TV show. And I said, great, let's do it. We moved back to Virginia Beach area. And we were both going to attend a grad school at what's now Regent University. It used to be called CBN University. So I enrolled in the master's program, and I was newlywed, and I wanted to take care of my wife. So I went over to student services, and I was going to apply for a job somewhere, maybe on campus, wherever. And a beautiful, wonderful lady named Nancy Keith looked at my resume. She said, "Oh my goodness, you have police experience." I said, "Yeah, I'm retired, and I retired medically." And she said, "Well, do you know Pat Robertson?" I said, "Sure, I am not personally, but I've seen him on TV." She says, "Well, he's getting ready to run for president, and he's looking for bodyguards." And I said, "Well, my next question is, what does it pay, and when do I start?"
Right.
So I was sent over to interview with a gentleman who's now my best friend in the world. He was best man at my wedding a few years ago. Jim Small was the head of the department. We sat down and talked. We bonded immediately. And next thing I know, I'm walking around with Pat Robertson, flying out with him on weekends. I'd go to grad school in the evenings at Regent. And then it was a very dysfunctional life. Friday evening, I'd fly out to parts unknown with Pat Robertson, spend the weekend going around doing pseudo political events. He wasn't an official candidate yet. He was under a political action committee called Americans for Robertson. And I'd be his bodyguard. I'd drive him from event to event and fly back in on Sunday night, make sure he was safe in his house. And then I'd go back to being a student for a few hours.
Wow.
That's it.
How do you, and just because I'm so fascinated by that aspect alone before we dive into to the books, is, you know, as a student, how do you manage that, you know, mentally when you're going back to being a student and also as a bodyguard for one of the most notable figures really at that time throughout the world?
Yeah, Pat was a real lightning rod back in those days. He was really, really controversial. And grad school, I didn't find that hard. I studied communications. I had my bachelor's in communication, and I had 3 other college degrees coming into grad school. So I'm a perennial student. And the hard part was getting used to Pat's idiosyncratic ways.
Gotcha.
I usually tell people Pat wanted it 3 ways: good, fast, and cheap. And so that's what we tried to do. It was really quite a lifestyle. I left security for a brief period of time to finish my graduate project, came back, and I had actually started an animation studio at CBN. That's what my degree was in, was animation. Oh. And I wrote a proposal for CBN. I said, look, you've got all the makings of a facility that can produce animation for children, except for the studio. So here's my proposal. I think I could do this for you and set this thing up, and we could start generating cartoons that would entertain and educate kids about Jesus. And a few weeks later, they said, your money has been approved. How soon can you get here? So I came back out from California, where I was doing my master's project, and I set up the studio. Fast forward, we had been producing animation, and I got another phone call from Pat's office. And it was Barbara Johnson, his fantastic administrator. And she said, Pat wants to see you. Well, that's like Jesus himself saying, please come be with me.
Yeah.
So you don't say no to that. So I went over there. I walked in. He came out of his office. He said, David, brother, he says, Jim Small has just resigned from security. I need you to take, and he says, Jim says, there's only one person that can keep me alive in this organization, and that's you. He said, will you take over the security department?
Wow.
You know, until we can find a proper replacement. I said, Pat, I've never denied you anything. And I should have been smart and taken him into his office and said, listen, if I'm going to run animation and security, I need a little bit more money, because ministries are notoriously poor payers of their people.
Right.
I didn't. I went back. So I strapped on a 9mm gun. I was producing animation down the hall. And then when Pat needed me, I was taking him around, flying out all over the world. So it was really a dysfunctional lifestyle.
I'd say so. And leads me to my next point is, when did you realize you were witnessing things that most would probably never believe about this whole entity and Pat Robertson?
It was really a bizarre world I lived in, because fortunately we had a great core group of executive protection officers. And what they would do, for example, I'll tell you, one of the most difficult trips we had was in advance of the Michigan primary, when Pat was getting ready to run. We had to cover 7 cities in Michigan with 3 guys within one 24-hour period.
Wow.
Covered about 20 events. And it was a logistics nightmare. Now, these are the days before GPS. The only thing you had to find your way around were these big atlas maps. When you go, well, my destination is at G7 and I'm at G3. How do I get there? So we would bring Pat into these events. We fortunately, the guys would go out a few days ahead of us if it was a prolonged visit.
Mm-hmm.
And they would do advances for us. They would say, find out, how do I get from event 1 to event 2? Where's the nearest hospital in case, God forbid, he gets hurt? And go. I need to go inside and check out the logistics, so when David and Pat get here, I can walk them up to the stage or wherever the meeting is. Yeah. So they did a fantastic job. I can't speak highly enough about these guys. They were outstanding. The stress cost 2 of them their marriages.
I bet.
But it was, it was a victim of the circumstances. But yeah, it was weird. And then we'd go overseas. One trip we went over to Zaire. Well, I can't carry a gun in Zaire.
Oh.
So I was nervous as can be, because I'm like, man, if anything happens, I always joke about the fact that Pat wanted me to be his bodyguard because I'm 6'5", and Pat at the time was about 6'3.5". So I figured he could just duck down behind me and I'd take all the bullets. So, anyway, that was pretty much my life for several years.
Well, and now this is what leads me into the next point of this, and your writings here is, the public at the time sees him as as Pat Robertson on TV and a polished figure, and at least a notable one, whether or not you agreed with him or not, he had a presence. What was the public versus private side of Pat Robertson like? Did it change? Did his character change once the camera turned off?
The book I wrote, called Protecting Pat Robertson, Confessions of a High-Priced Bagman. The bagman part's a whole different story and kind of reflects your question. But anyway, I was in grad school and I would walk in and talk to my advisor, a great guy, Terry Lindvall. We looked like the odd couple. I think Terry's about 5'6", so we were, but he was an incredible instructor, and I'd need a little break. I had come in from a trip, and so I'd go into Terry's office. I said, well, you're not going to guess what happened. You're not going to believe what happened this time. What? He'd tell me about it. I'd tell him some funny stories or whatever about what happened. He says, God, Dave, he says, you got to write a book. You got to write a book about these funny anecdotes. People just won't believe it. I said, okay, well, I'll give it some thought. Well, I was with Pat, and the book itself I call a transitional book. It starts off very innocuous, talks about a lot of funny things happened with Pat, on campus and out at various events. Some of them are just hilarious. Some of them are kind of serious. We had a couple of gay guys try and smear him with blood in San Francisco.
Wow.
I mean, that was one of the serious ones. But anyway, what happened, CJ, was Pat decided to run for president. Okay. And I think most of your viewers will agree that politics is a dirty business. And I was in the car with Pat one time, and I was sitting in the shotgun seat. He was in back with two guys from one guy from CBN, Rob Hartley. He was the vice president of the development, kind of the money man for CBN. The other guy was Pat's campaign manager at the time, a guy named Mark Nuttall, who, between you and me, I wouldn't give a warm bucket of spit for.
Yeah, that's how most of them seem to be.
But they were having this discussion, and Nuttall was saying, Pat, you got to give us your campaign access to this 3.5 million names on the CBN donor list.
Oh, no.
We're running out of money. We got to hit them up for money. Rob Hartley would go, Pat, you can't do that. It's illegal to lose your tax exempt status. It'll ruin the ministry. And it was like those old time movies where the hero of the story had an angel and a devil on his shoulder, and they were just trying to get him onto their side. And this went on for about 20 minutes. And I was sitting up front thinking, if he makes the wrong decision here, we're ruined. And after about 20 minutes, there was this 2-minute silence. And then I heard Pat say to Rob Hartley, give him the list. And it felt like I got a gut punch. And I thought, we have just sold our birthright. And fast forward, that one decision cost over about 620 employees their jobs at CBN.
Wow.
Money dropped off by about 40%. And Rob Hartley told him what was going to happen. He said, Pat, you got people that don't want you to run for president because they're firm believers in politics and religion shouldn't mix. The other group is going to, they're your donor faithful for CBN. They're going to start getting cards from Americans for Robertson, hitting them up for money. So they're going to say, well, screw this. I'm not going to give to this guy.
Right.
I'm going to give to his presidential campaign. I want to see him in the White House. Turn this nation into Christians. And the other ones are going to be the other opposite end of the poll. They're going to say, well, I've only got $20 to give to one or the other, so I guess I'll give it to Pat and see what he does with it.
Right.
So that was like ripping the bottom out of the money bag. It just drained. And my friend Jim Small, he had the awesome, horrible duty. Pat got back after the campaign. He knew he wasn't going to be president. He spent about a week walking around the property and stopping employees and would say, what's your name? What is your department? What do you do? And who do you report to? And they'd tell him, I'm John Smith. I work in telemarketing, whatever. And he'd make notes. He'd take these notes at the end of the day, give them to Barbara Johnson. She'd type them up, and the list would be given to Jim Small the next day, and he was the hit man. He'd go around and tell each vice president that was over these people, they're done.
Wow.
Lay them off. And I jokingly say that when Pat walked down the hall, the vice presidents would put blood over the doorposts of their offices, hoping the angel and Pat would pass over, because it was just like a death march. If he came down the hall, and he wore these cowboy boots all the time, and you hear this clump, 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 clump coming down the hall, and people are like, oh man, I'm gonna have to lay some people off.
Wow.
Because that's what politics did.
Yeah.
But the second half of the book is all the transitional stuff. What Pat did illegally.
Yep.
What he, what else I have in there? Oh, and then when he came back, CJ, I know I'm bloviating a lot, but there's a lot to tell.
Great.
He came back and realized, gosh, I was gone for like 3-4 months, and it decimated the ministry. What's going to happen when I die?
Yeah.
I don't want to lose this 30-year enterprise that I built from scratch. So he panicked. He started looking, instead of looking to God, he started looking to sources that were quick money, long-term, what do they call it? Marketing, pyramid marketing.
Oh, pyramid schemes and all.
Well, it was supposed to be a marketing program where Christians were going to be able to sell. What do they call it? Like Amway, the Amway structure.
Gotcha.
Can't think of the name. But he started chasing that. Here's the thing that just sent me over the edge. Here you got Pat Robertson, one of the greatest spokespersons for God that ever walked the planet in our generation. And he's buddying up with a guy named Mobutu Sese Seko, who was a brutal dictator in Zaire, to mine gold and diamonds for a private company that Pat owned. And then he did the same thing with a guy named Charles Taylor, who was the president of Liberia. And Taylor was tried and convicted by the World Court in The Hague for crimes against humanity. He butchered thousands of his own citizens to maintain control. Wow. So now we got Pat in business in cahoots secretly with these two guys. I'm like, this is wrong. This is not the Pat Robertson I started working for. So I've taken a lot of criticism because people haven't read the book, but they've been quick to condemn me. How dare you do this to Brother Pat? You're a Judas. Every book you sell, I hope you enjoy your blood money. And I'm like, you obviously haven't read the book. I was ready to take a bullet for Pat.
Yeah.
I loved him. I did everything he asked me to do, but this just put me over the edge. And I ended up leaving and went to the private sector and did very well. But
I just think this is why I find it so fascinating, because I did have a chance to read through a little bit, and it's not written as a hit piece. I mean, the way that you wrote it, you really did tell kind of your story in a way that's not a bashing thing. It just tells the story about how after that political campaign, it just seems like the mindset shifted. And I wanted to ask you a little bit more, if it's okay, about this, because this partnership with African dictators for this gold and these diamond ventures are just baffling to me. How does he get into contact with them? Is it just because he's Pat Robertson and says, let's go, we heard about this, let's go invest, or do they reach out to him?
This is vodka, by the way.
Like, okay.
Mobutu came about. Mobutu was going through a public opinion crisis. Mm-hmm. He had done so many horrible things. He was looking for a man of great stature who was somewhat religious that he could pony up with, and I guess guilt by association. Mm-hmm. And somebody's at my door. Never mind. So Mobutu had written a bunch of letters to a bunch of televangelists across the country, and most of them saw right through the scam. They just said, no, I'm not doing anything with this guy. He's dangerous and dirty. Well, Pat bought into it. And we flew over to Zaire with a little contingent of CBN people, and we met. It was very surreal. We were picked up by a couple of guys in black suits. Kinshasa, Zaire is where we stayed. It was in chaos. 50% of the people were unemployed. Inflation was off the scale. It was just, and guys were standing around street corners with M16s.
Whoa.
It was dangerous. I had no weapon. So anyway, we were at the mercy of Mobutu. Pat went in with an idea that he wanted to take over the copper mining in Zaire. Zaire at the time, I haven't stayed on top of it, it was a wealthy, wealthy nation as far as natural resources.
Okay.
It had 3 growing seasons a year. They grew every kind of fruit and vegetable. They were rich in mining operations, hardwoods, everything, but they just didn't have the infrastructure to get it to market. So Pat went over there to try to take over their copper mining, and he actually signed a handwritten contract he drafted with Mobutu. And we sat out on a porch one night drinking iced tea. He says, "Do you believe this, brother?" He says, "I control all the copper mining in this country right now. What do you think I should do?" I said, "Buy low and sell high."
Yeah. I mean, yeah, good advice.
That's not rocket science. Anyway, it I translated over, and Pat decided, well, I'm going to see if I can get some diamonds out of this deal and some gold.
Yeah.
So,
It leads me into my next point. We were kind of wrapping up before we took a break about a little bit of the copper mining, and we were leading into the diamonds and the gold. But one of the things I wanted to ask you about was there money that was used for Rwandan refugees that was for some of these ventures?
oh, yeah, this'll really drop your jaw. Pat always had a heart for people in third world countries. He did a lot of work for them out through the ministry, and he got word that there was a massacre going on in Rwanda, and almost 1 million people fled that country and sought safety in Zaire. And unfortunately, a cholera outbreak developed in that camp where all these 1 million people were living out in these dirt fields. And Pat had earlier had created this thing called the Flying Hospital. That too was kind of a fiasco. He bought a L-1011 jet, stripped it out, built a high-tech surgical unit, and doctors were flown, in theory, going to be flown all over the world. Well, he hadn't done his homework, and that plane can't land in about 70% of the airports in the world. So it was kind of sitting around the junkyard. But what he went on TV at the 700 Club, and he told people there is a outbreak of cholera. These poor people are dying out in these fields in Zaire. What I want to do, I'm going to get 100 doctors together. I'm going to get drugs to treat them, and and you're going to help because you're going to send me the money for this, and we're going to go over there and save lives. This is hard. What he did was he pled to their senses, and money really started rolling in. Well, what really happened was, and there's a movie out there, you can look it up on YouTube, called Mission Congo, exposes a lot of this. Pat simultaneously was mining diamonds in Zaire.
Wow.
And he bought 3 Vietnam-era planes that were capable of hauling cargo, and they were supposed to be able to fly in and take all these humanitarian tools, the medicine, all this stuff, to the refugees. What was happening was Pat was really sending boxes and boxes and boxes of aspirin.
Wow.
Well, you don't treat cholera with aspirin,
right?
Number one. And here's the hard part. He was spending most of the airplane time using it to haul dredging material and supplies for his diamond mining company.
Wow.
And it was just, in my opinion, I'm not a lawyer, but it was out and out fraud. And they raised a lot of money, and Pat was using it to finance this company that he had set up. And he was the sole owner of this diamond mining operation.
Well,
it's just sad. Yeah. The people that were legitimate over there, they said, well, CBN didn't do much over here. They sent a handful of people, and they were just running around throwing Bibles at everybody. They weren't any doctors per se, and these people were just dying.
That's crazy. I mean, it's just awful and sad and crazy all the same time. And David, we're running out of time here on the show today. I would love to have you back on, because I would love to talk to you about your book, your second book as well, about Ralph Reed and the Christian Coalition a little bit, if we have time in the next couple of months. One final question. Absolutely. What do you hope the readers and the listeners, the readers of your book, listeners of today's show, take away from our conversation and from your piece on Pat Robertson?
Well, if you're a Christian, don't put your faith in men.
Yeah.
Guy may look good in a $1,000 suit and thump his Bible and tell you, don't do pornography. Well, they're probably just as big of an offender as you are. Put your faith in God. Talk to God. He doesn't yell at you. He talks in a still, small voice. Okay? Don't put your faith in brick and mortar establishments, things that are made by man, for man. Have an intimate relationship with God. People say, you lost your faith. You've been ripping Pat Robertson a new one. No, on the contrary, my faith has grown stronger. I don't rely on guys like Pat.
Yeah.
They're all fallible. Okay, but trust in the Lord. Be patient when you ask for things. And that's pretty much what I want people to take out of the book.
Well, David, thank you so much for your time. It was a pleasure talking with you, and let's talk again soon. All right, that'll do it for all of us today. Thanks for hanging out and reliving the best of 2025 with me. We got brand new best of shows awaiting you until the beginning of January when we're back here live, back with your number one source of your daily dose of everything local. The news team, though, they're still hard at work at RiverBender.com, so stay tuned throughout the day on RiverBender.com and on the RiverBender.com app. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. Our daily show, Best of 2025, continues tomorrow. Until then, try your best to stay out of jail.